Everyone, this is Soul. Today I would like to talk about what is PMDD like for me. Um, it sucks. Well, PMDD sucks. It is like PMS, but it's a lot more complicated than that actually. There's still a lot of research going on to understand what PMDD is because it's a relatively new disorder. So we still need a lot of people to come out and talk about what PMDD is because there are women out there suffering and they just think it is PMS, and you know how our society treats PMS. It's like, oh, it's just a woman thing, a monthly thing, and just minimize and play it down. But maybe some of them are really having PMDD. So what is it like for me? I was diagnosed 3 years ago. Before that, I knew I had PMDD, but it was never diagnosed. But I just thought that maybe it was depression, it was something else, and I never really knew that a menstrual cycle would be severe like this. So after diagnosis, it gives me a lot of relief and finally understand why I am the way I am. I've always thought it was just depression, but no, it's more than that. So every 7 to 10 days before my period starts, my first sign will be intense craving for food and beverages. Usually it's sugar, caffeine, and salt. I don't mean this is not normal craving, because normal craving would be like you crave for something. For instance, you crave for a piece of cake and you don't really want to take it because you want to take care of your health, and you don't take the cake, and after like a day or a few hours you don't think about it anymore. But for me, the craving is like it doesn't go away ever. Even if I waited for a week, it doesn't go away. The craving just get more intense, and I have to get that piece of cake or that cup of coffee, or sometimes I just want to drink salt water. The craving is that intense, and after I eat that thing, it doesn't go away. I just want to eat more of it. I just want to get more of it. Sometimes it results into binge eating, a cycle. So that's the first sign for me. The second sign usually comes a few days after the cravings, would be negative thoughts. The thoughts come out of nowhere. I'm not a really negative person in general. I'm pretty positive, but 7 to 10 days before my period, my thoughts would just suddenly become, those intrusive thoughts that comes out of nowhere, like I'm a bad person, I'm not good enough, I'm not doing this right, what if I do something wrong? That overanalyzing, overthinking, that produce negative thoughts about myself, and it goes into loops and loops, and which really gets no way to stop them, because I feel like I'm being possessed. I feel like I'm another person. I don't feel like myself, and it's like there's a veil in front of me that I can't really see what the reality of what it is, that there's always something tainted in my thoughts. When I perceive something, it just gets gray or black. It leads to suicidal thoughts. I have a video made, but I haven't uploaded yet, about suicidal thoughts. It is my worst symptom, and yeah, these negative thoughts will lead to suicidal thoughts, which is I don't know, to me it feels devilish. Okay, that's the second symptom. The third symptom I have is brain fog. So brain fog for me is like I can't think properly. This is different from negative thoughts, okay? Brain fog is like my brain just stopped working. I become stupid. I cannot do basic mental arithmetic. I cannot focus. I can't focus on anything. I'm very confused with directions. And it's like the usual me that is alert is gone. Gone totally. I'm just like, I don't know what I'm thinking. I can't even think properly. For instance, there are routines I do, but when I have brain fog, this routine just fall all over the place. I become a mess, and I don't know, I can't differentiate step 1 to step 2. So that's brain fog for me. It just makes me feel very stupid. The fourth one is fatigue or low energy. Usually it's fatigue. So fatigue is not like tiredness. Tiredness is, you can relieve it by sleeping. But fatigue, no. No matter how many hours you sleep, you still feel fatigue. You feel unusual tiredness. You feel like you can't drink enough water because drinking water doesn't help. You sleep like 10 hours, it doesn't help. You're still brain fog, you're still stupid, you still feel tired, you don't have the energy. Okay? And fatigue also, it comes with muscle ache for me, muscle pain, stiffness. I get very stiff to the point that I can't straighten my leg, and my hands, my fingers just feel very painful if I even try to squeeze them. My entire body is stiff and painful. I don't know how to describe it. Probably it feels like fibromyalgia. It probably feels like that, or chronic fatigue. I don't know, I'm not diagnosed with those two, but probably it's like that. And another symptom for me is mood instability. I'm sure this is quite common to all of us who is facing PMS or PMDD. I cry very easily. It's like my mood can jump from really touched and moved by something to feeling really angry in hours or minutes. It just dysregulated. It flips very fast, and I don't know why. Okay, as much as I would like to track my mood, and I'm pretty good with emotional management, but I still find it very hard to catch and understand why I feel the way I feel. So yeah, that's one of it. And another thing is I have sensory processing disorder. Because I'm autistic, I have major sensory issues. So during PMDD, these sensory issues get a lot more worse. I'll get very irritated with lights, with noise, with sounds, with smell. The slightest smell can wake me up from deep sleep, and I just feel very, it's like all this sensory stimuli just assault me, and I will feel like I want to leave this planet right now. So what I usually do is just shut myself in the room and do what I like to do. Sometimes I would just wrap myself in a blanket so that I don't feel this overstimulation of sensory issues, because they're really bad during PMDD. I mean, I already have it usually, but I have learned how to manage it. But during PMDD, they're just bad, like really badass. And all the symptoms I mentioned, they towards 3 to 5 days before period, they get even worse. to the point that sometimes I cannot function at all, and I just have to stay inside my room. So that, if I go outside and talk to people, or I get overstimulated, I get like, I can just, something can just get me and I just blow up, or I just cry and I just get really stimulated. So usually I just be in my room and just meditate, just be with my cat. No, I cannot even be with my cat. During those time, I just need to really be alone. Put on some soothing music and watch something nice, and just have blanket around me. I can't really function usually. So that's the basic symptoms of PMDD for me. I don't go into details because I can't upload too long of a video. So yeah. So what is it like for you? You can share with me on the comment section, or better yet, share what your experience is like through social medias or anything, because we need more women to talk about PMDD. So yeah, that's all for now. See you in another video. Bye bye.